when we take the force of gravity away, especially with all those tiny little processes in our bodies and in different mechanisms. So we learn a ton that can inform how we do things on the Earth. Over. Well, it takes your inner ear and your brain a day or two to figure everything out, but it takes your body and your muscles a couple months of rehab to figure everything back out and get back to normal. Over. We have a metal 3D printer on board the space station, so we're learning how to build parts and equipment up here in microgravity. And then on Earth, we actually have built an entire habitat for the Chopea Mars missions. So we're doing a lot of research on 3D printing as of right now for Mars. Over. Oh man, amazing, in awe, pensive. We don't have enough words in the English language. It is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, something without borders, and all you see are the colors and the terrain. Pretty awesome. Over. There's an entire universe out there, and we want to go explore it, figure out how to adapt in microgravity and how to live long-term in space. Everything we learn up here informs what we do on the Earth and helps us learn about the Earth more. Over. Well, I've got a great crew. I got really lucky and have some great friends up here, so we get along great, have a great time with them. I call home, and the view doesn't hurt. Over. Thinks that methanogens and actinobacteria could live on Mars because of their resistance to radiation, so we're looking into that. And then here on the ISS, we study microbes and how they react in microgravity. We found actually that they can change their gene expression and cell growth rates. Over. One of the coolest things that we can see when you go to sleep at night and you close your eyes, you can actually see the cosmic rays come through your eyelids as little white flashes. So it's really interesting to see that. You never see that on Earth. So it's on your body in real time. It's pretty cool. Over. Yep, rocket launches produce CO2, black carbon, and water vapor into the atmosphere. And right now we're advancing the technologies. We're trying to find green propulsion, solar power, and then also reusable rocket systems to help mitigate the effects of emissions and space debris. Over. Ooh, I think the aurora is one of the coolest things I've seen so far. The way the green and red dances around the sky, and it's just something that's tough to wrap your mind around. Over. So we keep a standard day, but we do get to see a lot of sunrises and sunsets, and you have to be careful. If you go to the cupola and it's super bright out right before bed, it can affect your circadian rhythm. Over. We all go through a ton of exams before we launch, and then we all quarantine for 2 weeks before we launch so we don't bring any germs up to space station. Over. Have two types of robots on ISS that are using these visual algorithms, Astro B and then the GEM camera robot. for navigation inside and outside, and then we also use for the structural areas, we can use it to see real-time damage and assess the damage real time. Over.
Satellite FO29 rising.
It's a toss-up between the first time I ever saw the world from this view and the auroras. They have been absolutely amazing because we're in a solar map right now and we're flying over the atmosphere. They're progressing pretty well. Artemis 2 is headed to the moon next year, so we're excited about that, and then Artemis 3 will be right on its heels. Over. I think I love the flying. I love to do aileron rolls as I zoom through the lab. Over. Yeah, we actually have thermostabilized and irradiated food up here. Over. I think everything in my life helped me prep for it. Every team I've been on, every airplane I've flown, every high and low helped me get to where I am. Over. Yeah, we want a pointy end to reduce drag, and then we use fins for stabilization, and then you have to have a specific shape and a heat shield to get back to the atmosphere. Over. We do about 45 minutes of cardio and about an hour plus of lifting weights every day, so pretty extensive. Over. I'm here. Hey, firm, please repeat. We actually do a lot of virtual reality in the robotic arm training and our spacewalk training, and then we do a ton of simulators for launch and landing. Over. Oh man, I think the launch was probably the best thing so far. It was like being slingshotted off the Earth. Over. We all actually get medical training so we can take care of each other. And then we have a couple crew that are extra trained, and then we're lucky enough to have a doctor on board with us, Johnny Kim. Over. Running water